created, specifically artificial intelligence.
This part really stood out to me too, because we are living through the AI boom right now. Everywhere you look, it's ChatGPT, this, some algorithm, that. We're obsessed.
We really are.
And this is a crucial part of his critique. He acknowledges the achievement. He says, yes, humans used logic and physics to invent AI. He's not anti-science or a Luddite.
But he warns against the reverence for it.
Yes. He observes that for some people, AI has become a god.
That's a strong claim. God. Do people actually worship AI?
Well, think about how we interact with it. We turn to it for answers on everything. We trust its predictions. We fear its power. We treat it like an all-knowing entity, and we're starting to outsource our judgment to it. He's critiquing this idolatry of our own technology.
Yeah?
He's reminding us AI is a creation of a creation.
Right. We created AI, but who created us? And more to the point, who created the physics that even lets AI function?
And that is the reality check the text offers.
Yeah.
This is probably the most mind-bending concept in the whole deep dive. The author brings up the fragility of existence itself. He says basically that AI only exists because quantum fields in the space-time continuum exist.
Okay, let's unpack that. Quantum fields in the space-time continuum. We're getting into deep physics here. What's the implication?
Think of it like this. It's like the electricity for a massive server farm. You can have the most advanced AI in the world running on the most expensive hardware.
Solving cancer, writing poetry.
All of it. But if you pull the plug on the electricity, what do you have?
A very, very expensive paperweight. Just plastic and metal.
Exactly. The author is arguing that the electricity of our reality, these quantum fields that allow atoms to exist and interact, is not ours. We don't control the power source. The text essentially says that if Allah wanted to end existence, he would simply remove the quantum fields, pull the plug on reality itself.
And just like that, poof.
No more server farms, no more algorithms, no more silicon, no more us. The argument is about power dynamics. We're impressed by a chatbot, but the text asks us to be impressed by the sustainer of the reality that lets the chatbot run.
We're worshiping the painting while ignoring the canvas and the painter.
That's a perfect way to put it. It makes our most advanced technology look like a house of cards.
A house of cards built on land we don't own.
Fantastic. So we've covered the atoms inside us and the tech outside us. Now the text pivots to a specific chapter of the Quran to bring it all together. Surah Al-Mulk. Surah Al-Mulk is a chapter that focuses entirely on sovereignty, on who actually runs the show. It translates to the dominion, or the kingdom. The author uses it to define the purpose of life, this test we're all taking.
I found this distinction really important. The text says life and death were created to see who acts best, not who does the most.
It's a vital nuance, especially today. In our culture, we are obsessed with volume, output, quantity, the hustle.
The spreadsheet mentality. More is always better.
Always. How many widgets did you produce? How many followers? How many hours did you log? But the text emphasizes quality. Best implies intention, sincerity, moral excellence. You could do 1,000 deeds with a corrupt heart, maybe for the tax write-off or the Instagram photo, and you wouldn't be acting best.
Whereas you could do one small thing, helping a neighbor, being honest in a business deal when it costs you money, with pure intent, and you might be winning the test.
That's it. It shifts the metric from production to intention. It's liberating in a way. And then the surah, as the text describes, invites the listener to stop looking at their work and just look up, to look at the universe.
The imagery here is beautiful. It talks about the heavens and challenges you to find a flaw.
It's a challenge of scrutiny. The text says, look at the sky. Look again. Do you see any cracks? Any disorder? The argument is that the universe is flawless. It operates with a precision that suggests absolute control. It mentions the stars having a dual purpose as adornments, just decorations for the sky, and as protection against evil forces.
It's interesting because usually when we look at space, we feel small, maybe insignificant, just dust in a random void. But here, the text seems to be saying, look at the order. That order is a message.
The message is that the sovereignty of the Creator is absolute and perfect, and the implication is logical. If the macrocosm, the universe, is under flawless control, then the microcosm will also be held to account. You can't have a lawless pocket in a lawful universe.
Which brings us right back to accountability. And the text contrasts two very different paths from Surah Al-Mulk.
It's the classic divergence we started with. On one side, you have those who deny the truth. The text mentions their regret in the afterlife, ignoring the warnings, realizing too late they bet on the wrong currency.
They bet on the temporary and lost the eternal.
Exactly. And on the other side, those who have taqwa, This is a term often translated as fear of God, but it's more nuanced. It's more like a consciousness of God or being mindful of the divine. Specifically, the text mentions fearing the Lord unseen.
That's the key, isn't it? The unseen part.
Yeah.
It's easy to follow the rules when the boss is watching, but doing it when no one is looking, that's character.
That's integrity. It's behaving the same way in the dark as you do in the light, because you know the light never really goes out. And for those people, the text promises forgiveness and a great reward. It's linking that inner state of consciousness directly to the eternal win.
There's one more part in the text that really stood out. It's a hypothetical question that, again, just grounds you immediately. It asks about water.
Yes, it asks, if a law were to withhold water or sustenance, who could possibly replace it?
It's terrifying to think about. We turn on the tap, water comes out, we go to the store, food is there. We think of it as a supply chain issue. But the text is saying, no, it's a provision issue.
It connects right back to the trillionaire loser. Imagine that guy again. $1 trillion. But if the rain stops falling or the water table dries up, what is his money worth?
You can't eat a stack of cash, you can't drink liquid gold.
It illustrates our absolute dependency. The text is dismantling the illusion of independence. We think we're self-sufficient because we have savings accounts and insurance policies, but the Sutta reminds us we're dependent on systems, biological, ecological, that we do not control.
So the water stops. No one, no government, no tech company, no billionaire can bring it back. That's the bottom line.
It's a call to humility. The text urges people to walk humbly on the earth. When you realize you are made of borrowed atoms, living in a reality sustained by quantum fields you can't see, dependent on water you didn't create. Arrogance just becomes ridiculous, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes the guy strutting around because he has a shiny car look a bit silly in the grand scheme of things. It's like, congrats on your car, but you didn't even make the metal.
And that's the aha moment this source is driving at. Success isn't about rising above everyone else. It's about bowing down to the reality of your position in the universe.
So let's try to summarize this, because we've covered a lot of ground. We started with a redefinition of the winner-loser binary.
Right. Moving away from the materialist view of money and status to the spiritual view, the state of your soul at death. The only timeline that matters is eternity.
Then we looked at our biology.
The 7 octillion atoms, the impossibility of self-creation, and the idea that every cell is a gift to be grateful for.
Then we looked at technology.
The danger of making AI a modern idol, and remembering that it's fragile compared to the quantum reality that the creator sustains. We're builders, but we're building with borrowed bricks.
And we wrapped up with the wisdom of Surah Al-Mulk.
The test of who acts best, not who does most. The perfection of the universe, and the ultimate accountability that awaits everyone, regardless of net worth.
It's a lot to process. It definitely makes you look at your daily to-do list a little differently. If the goal is acting best and not just accumulating most, that changes everything.
It shifts the focus from resume virtues to eulogy virtues, or even further to eternal virtues. The application is really about mindfulness. The author isn't saying don't have money or don't use AI.
Right, he's not telling us to go live in caves.
No, absolutely not. He's saying don't get confused about what they are. Don't mistake the tool for the master. Don't mistake the test for the prize. Use the wealth, use the tech, but do it with the consciousness that you are a dependent being in a created universe.
Walk humbly. Recognize the signs. It sounds simple, but it's probably the hardest thing to do in a world that's screaming at you to be loud and proud and self-sufficient.
It is the ultimate counterculture move. In a world of accumulation, humility is rebellion.
I want to leave our listeners with one last thought to chew on. We talked about those quantum fields, that invisible fabric holding our reality together. The text suggests this fabric is essentially on loan from the Creator.
It's a powerful image.
So here's the question. If the very ground you walk on and the very atoms that make up your brain are being actively sustained moment by moment by a power greater than you, how does that change the way you view your stability right now? Are you standing on your own achievements, or are you just being held up?
That's the question.
Something to think about the next time you check your bank balance or ask an AI for advice. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Pleasure as always.
We'll catch you next time.